Rise and shine, Freddie! Well, it is 2 AM, but there's no reason why we can't go and find a club to get over the misery of Monaco. On reflection, Freddie was more than disappointed with the outcome of Monaco, and the fact that the stewards did not penalise Hamilton just added to his pool of misery. But however, Freddie has put that behind him and he is now looking forward to the Canadian Grand Prix. You know, Freddie does like a bit of alcohol from time to time, and perhaps this is the perfect time to go out searching for a club. You know what? Let's do it. Oh yes, of course, must be looking clean and fresh at all times. You never know who we might meet on our travels, but for real now, let's go. Okay, so that club is closed. Well, there's only one place to go now. So, just a couple of days after arriving home from Monaco, Freddie is already getting back into his normal, immature ways. Freddie, that's a bouncer. I wouldn't advise signing on him. It does appear if they are still serving alcohol, even at this time of the morning. What's this idiot doing? Getting a drink as well? This is Freddie Gray, the most famous celebrity in Los Santos. What does this guy think he's doing? Why does this guy think he can get a drink before us? Finally, there we go. You deserve that, Freddie. After all the crap you had to put up with at the end of the Monaco Grand Prix, I think a revenge might be on the cards after what Lewis Hamilton did. Maybe not in Canada, but definitely for a future race. Freddie, stop drinking now. It's only another few days until we have to fly out to Montreal. So cut down the drinks, please. Right, well, this is awkward. Freddie appears to have been invited to a dance. Right, I think we might as well just fast forward to the day of departure. So then, after all that, we're back at the airport, ready for what should be another enthralling Canadian Grand Prix. Much like a street circuit, Canada is one of the trickier tracks. With the unforgiving walls and long straights, there is no reason why Freddie and Ferrari can't succeed at the circuit. Gilles Villeneuve. Hey guys, what is up? It is StopMatt1998 here, and I am back with part 26 of my F1 2014 Career Mode Series, and here we are today for the Canadian Grand Prix at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal. And obviously this weekend, Freddie is looking to get one back on Lewis Hamilton after what he did last time out in Monaco. If you were confused by a few things said in that intro, then I'll clear things up a little later. But obviously before Freddie can get one back on Lewis Hamilton, it is time for qualifying. So without further ado, let's get in to the qualifying report. The scene was set. It was qualifying for the Canadian Grand Prix, and a Mercedes pole looked inevitable when Fernando Alonso ended Q1 with the fastest time. Maybe this wasn't going to be the case after all. It wasn't a very good day for any French F1 fans, as the 3 French drivers were eliminated from Q1. Jules Bianchi would line up last after a brake failure at the hairpin, while Romain Grosjean and Jean-Eric Vergne just couldn't put a good lap together and would line up in 18th and 17th respectively.
Honestly, the car is very inconsistent, very difficult to drive.
It was a good day for Caterham, however, as both cars managed to out-qualify the two Marussias for the first time this season. In Q2, normal service resumed as Lewis Hamilton went away with the fastest time despite a very hairy moment at the wall. Pastor Maldonado would line up in 16th, with the two Saubers of Adrian Sutil and Esteban Gutierrez directly ahead of him. The other Toros of Kvyat qualified in 13th. Nico Hülkenberg just about scraped through at the expense of teammate Sergio Perez and McLaren's Jensen Button.
Last chicane I locked up and lost a bit of time, but I don't think it was much, so it's not exactly where we want to be.
After missing out on Q3 last time out in Monaco, Valtteri Bottas looked strong and was able to end Q2 in 7th place. In Q3, Kevin Magnussen will once again end the session with the slowest time, just behind Valtteri Bottas and Felipe Massa. Nico Hülkenberg would line up just behind the two Red Bulls in 7th, while Freddie Gray would have to settle for 4th, with teammate Alonso just ahead in 3rd. But the day belonged to Lewis Hamilton as he took pole position by just over 1/10 of a second back to Nico Rosberg.
It's been an interesting past God knows how many races. The start's going to be important. The inside of the track is probably not as good as the outside of the or where I'm starting. So I'm hoping that I can benefit from that tomorrow.
So in the end, it was a straightforward qualifying session for Mercedes with no car or driver able to match them. But will it be the same story in the race? Let's find out. So here we go then, guys, for the Canadian Grand Prix here in Montreal. And obviously today's Grand Prix is incredibly important because now Lewis Hamilton is over 50 points ahead of us in the Drivers' Championship. I decided to overturn the result from last time. I decided to basically scrap the decision I made at the end of last episode, disqualifying Hamilton and awarding myself or Freddie the win. I've decided to overturn that because I put out a straw poll link to you guys and you voted for that the result should stay as it was actually at the end of the Grand Prix. So Hamilton wins the Grand Prix and Freddie does finish in 8th, which is slightly unfair, I've got to say. But that is what you guys chose, so I can't really argue with that. But anyway, let's go out on track for the Canadian Grand Prix. So here we are then in 4th position, 4th on the grid for the Canadian Grand Prix. Going into cinematic cameras for the start of this Grand Prix now, where 5 red lights are about to go out here. And they are out, and away we go here for the Canadian Grand Prix. It's a very important Grand Prix today. As I said, we need to try and get a good start. We have actually gotten a pretty good start. We're going to go around the outside of Nico Rosberg here, and we've already done that. We're already up into 2nd place. We're going to go up the inside of Rosberg and even Lewis Hamilton here, and we're actually in the lead now of the Canadian Grand Prix. A fantastic start there from Freddie. That is just what we wanted. That is ideal, and that is really the perfect start. We couldn't have gotten any better than that. Now what we've got to do, we've got to try and make a lead and try and pull away from Lewis Hamilton. But what a start from Freddie. Fantastic.
That's a fabulous start, Freddie. Now let's try and pull away from Hamilton.
So yeah, now pulling away from Hamilton is the priority. So yeah, basically guys, the strategy for today, we're going to be doing something a bit different. We're going to be going on the primes for our middle stint, and then we're going to go on the options for the final stint of the Canadian Grand Prix once again. But as you can see, it's getting on to lap 5 now. We are really setting the pace. We've been really quick so far, pulling away from Hamilton.
Okay, you're the fastest car on the track at the moment. The gap to Hamilton is currently 4.8 seconds.
Yep, we're just saying that we are definitely by far the quickest car on the track. You can see the graphic there. Proof that we have set the fast lap of the Grand Prix. 1 minute 16.5. We are no match for the Mercedes in qualifying, but the race just seems to be such a different story. Our race pace just seems so much better. We've been edging away from the 2 Mercedes cars. As you can see on the replay here, we've been pushing incredibly hard, and that just shows proof that almost scraping the wall. I think we just about avoided contact with the wall, and if we did obviously hit that with a realistic damage mod, that could have caused us to perhaps lose a bit of our front wing. I don't think a rear puncture is even possible with the realistic damage mod, but as you can see now, skipping on to lap 9, we are already lapping quite a few cars. Because I believe they lost their front wings earlier on in the Grand Prix on lap 1, where the field was quite tightly packed. Anyway, team ready?
Okay, Freddie, you need to box this lap.
So yeah, we do need to pit in this lap for a fresh set of prime tyres, I believe. Yeah, prime tyres is what we are going to be going on for this middle stint, for a 15-lap stint up until lap 25. Then obviously it'll be a 10-lap stint to the end on the option tyres. There's 0% chance of rain today, so no rain will be affecting us in this particular Grand Prix. But I'm not sure whether the 2 Mercedes cars will be pitting in. Obviously only one of them can, unless they're going to double stack, but I very much doubt that, as it's not changeable conditions. But very good stop there from Ferrari yet again, a 3.7 second stop. And as you can see there, Rosberg did indeed stay out, so he is now in the lead of this Canadian Grand Prix. But only briefly though, he should be pitting at the end of this lap if he is doing the same strategy as us, that is. We're unsure on that yet. Obviously, whether that is the case, that will emerge kind of shortly, as we do put a grass on a wheel. A grass on what? A wheel on the grass out of the exit of the pit lane there, as we do lap the snail once again, Max Chilton, the snail himself. But yeah, as you can see there, we're already ahead of Fernando Alonso, even though Fernando Alonso hasn't pitted yet, and we have. So that really just shows our pace in this race. I don't really know where this pace has come from, to be honest. We just had so much more pace over the AI, and Freddie really just showing what a great driver he is. As you can see on the replay here, scraping the wall once again. But because this race wasn't too exciting in the middle stint, I'm going to show you what Freddie got to in the week. Freddie had quite an action-packed week prior to the Canadian Grand Prix. That included pulling off a very stupid stunt. I bet that's the best barrel you've seen all day. But Freddie decided to go to the pier in order to go over the events of Monaco. So, let's go. And crashing into the food stall was not part of the plan. Neither was running over that guy. It's roller coaster time! Yes, it would not be a trip to the pier without having a ride on the roller coaster. Unlike most people who want to experience the thrill of a roller coaster, Freddie feels that sitting at the front will give him the experience of a lifetime. But anyway, let's go, go, go! That was fun. I know, Freddie. Let's go on the Ferris wheel and have a look at the view from the top. Ah, lovely. Couldn't get a better sight anywhere in the world. You just couldn't. I mean, nothing beats that view. Nothing. Well, that was exciting. But anyway, let's get back to the race in Montreal. So we are now back in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. Not much has really happened since then.
Both of the Mercedes cars are doing the same strategy as you, so you just need to keep pushing.
So yeah, Team Radio, they're actually confirming the strategy of the two Mercedes cars. You can see there just before the Team Radio came through. Gap back to Rosberg was 18 seconds, now it's 21 seconds, you can see. We were just pulling away so much, even though Rosberg's on the same tyres as us, our pace just seems to be so much better. I don't know what Ferrari have done to the setup of this car, but it's working an absolute treat for us. You can see Vern there. What is he doing? Just parking his car on the apex. We've lost a bit of our front wings. That does mean that our next pits will be slightly more time consuming. Thanks, John-Eric Vern. I don't know what he was doing there. Trying to get out of the way. Sort of, if you cast your minds back to Singapore Season 1, it wasn't as bad as what Marcus Ericsson did, but it could have resulted in that, obviously, with a realistic damage mod. So we were actually kind of lucky to only lose a little bit of our front wing there. But anyway, Team Radio.
Okay, pit in this lap for a set of options. You should rejoin in the lead.
So yep, our engineer just confirming there that we do need to pit in this lap for a fresh set of option tyres, and we will most likely maintain the lead as Nico Rosberg is 23.4 seconds behind. So far it really has been a Freddie Gray demonstration show in this Canadian Grand Prix, as Matt Thiessen would say. Only a few of you will get that reference, but anyway, the pit stop is going to be 6.2 seconds actually, so a little bit longer than normal, I swear, for a front wing stop. I thought it's normally something like 5.7 seconds, although that might have been the stop on F1 2013, I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, back onto the race now. We have rejoined way in the lead. As you can see, Rosberg's currently in second, Hamilton in third, Vettel in fourth. I believe Vettel has already pitted for the second time, so I believe he was on the option tyres. So it would be good if Vettel could perhaps jump Lewis Hamilton, but I very much doubt it. As you can see, we have only lost one car so far, which is kind of surprising to be honest, seeing as this is a street circuit. But as I say that, look at that, there's a Force India who's just hit the wall of champions and he's actually crashed. A huge crash there for Sergio Perez. What happened there? I can't actually get a replay of the actual crash itself, but that was huge for Sergio Perez, and unbelievably, there was no safety car. I was just saying there hasn't been any retirements, there's been one more. Sergio Perez unfortunately crashed there. He seemed to make a mistake, a quite realistic mistake actually, out of the exit of the final chicane. As you can see, they're setting the fast time, 1 minute 15.8, really taking the pace here. Now we have an interview with Sergio Perez actually after his crash at the final corner.
Fortunately, towards the end of the lap, I put the power a bit too much, or while the car was jumping on the rear on the curb, I just lost the back end of the car. Yeah, well, it's been a very difficult weekend for us, but I think definitely we had good points available for us. It's a big shame we didn't manage to make the most out of it, and I'm very sorry for the team.
Hard luck, thank you.
So I hope you enjoyed that interview there, but I'm honestly still shocked that didn't actually cause a safety car. That crash of Sergio Perez, it was absolutely huge at the final corner. As you can see Grosjean there getting out the way ever so slightly. We had to actually lift off there. So we could have lost a bit of our front wing at the back, you know, at the expense of his rear tyre. As you can see, only just narrowly missing it there. But now we are on the final lap, and look at that. Look who we're about to lap here. Daniel Ricciardo, one of our championship rivals. It looks like we will be overtaking him in the championship today as it stands. I believe it's quite close actually for second place in the World Championship. We obviously have gained points with Lewis Hamilton today, but the Grand Prix is not over yet. We are on the final straight now, heading for the victory here in Canada. We've done absolutely everything right today. It has been a complete domination today, and as you can see just back there, the gap back to Rosberg was over 30 seconds, so we have really had no challenge today. We've led every lap bar one, but Freddie Gray is going to cross line now to win the Canadian Grand Prix.
Yes, get in there, Freddie. You have won the Canadian Grand Prix. Great drive, well done.
Absolutely brilliant there. Fantastic driving from Freddie once again. He really did get one back on Lewis Hamilton this weekend. That was the aim for this weekend. We just need to beat Lewis Hamilton. We didn't get revenge as such on Lewis Hamilton for what he did last time out in Monaco, but we did beat him. We did gain a good 10 points on him in the World Championship. As you can see, they're lapping every car but 7. Our pace day was just absolutely unbelievable. I can't quite believe it, to be honest. Neither could Freddie, really. But 35.8 seconds of the gap in the end. Absolutely astonishing stuff there. But anyway, guys, I really hope you did enjoy this video. As you can see in the World Championship now, Freddie Gray 47 points behind. Hamilton still has quite a big gap. But look at the battle for second there. 2 points separating second and fourth. So that's Freddie, Daniel Ricciardo and Nico Rosberg. In the Constructors, we are only 1 point behind Red Bull, so also looking quite rosy in the Constructors Championship as well. But anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you did or did not enjoy the GTA content in today's video, then be sure to leave a comment down in the comment section below, as I can improve for the next episode. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.